Hello and welcome to my channel. Taking my wife to a detailer to pick up her car where it's been at the auto spa for about a week. Welcome back and thanks for being here. My name is Scott and my wife Joanne is with me today, and we're going to go pick up her car from a detailer where we had her car ceramic coated. It's going to look pretty good, really good actually. Her color will be beautiful. But first, I'm going to demonstrate the exhaust farts that the car does now. She'll love it.
Even cricket.
That was that was with traction control on. I forgot to turn it off for you. And it didn't fart, it just went. Sometimes it farts, but not today.
You chirped the tires.
Yeah, whatever. They're good. I gotta replace them here pretty soon. So I shared in another video with you a while back that I had this car ceramic coated, I think about 2.5 years ago, and I was really pleased with that job. The seller was, I'm just going to say, just a guy doing the work out of his garage, and he did a fantastic job. Said that the coating would last for 3 years, and the coating got really abused during our road trip to California and back. Having the roof rack on the car, mineral deposits collected under the pads, and I think it's just inevitable with roof racks. If you have them on for very long, it's going to damage the paint, or in this case, the coating. I tried to get the deposits off myself, and it just wasn't really successful at it. Well, that person, he's active duty military, and he has since transferred out of the area. I would have been glad to go back to him and have him fix it, but it wasn't an option. So I found a installer in my town. His company's called Justin Detail, and oddly enough, his name is Justin. And his package was more expensive, obviously, than the guy working out of a garage, but he's affiliated with Ceramic Pro, and I got their lifetime package, and it came out really good. Now, the damage to the paint from the roof rack pads was significant enough to where he couldn't remove all of the deposits. Well, I mean, I'm sure he got the deposits off, but there was wear to the paint, and I think that just kind of happens. And so it's one of the reasons I was completely against roof racks with my previous car, and if I had to do it all over again, I either wouldn't use a roof rack on this car, or I would have put down the paint protective film ahead of time. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe put some PPF on the car before I put the roof rack back on, but none of that has anything to do with her car. But anyway, I was so pleased with the outcome of the Ceramic Pro on this car that I went ahead and decided to schedule her car for it. Now, her color is silk blue, and it's a pretty color, but I'm telling you, you haven't seen silk blue as beautiful as it can be until it's been ceramic coated. Once that thing has been color corrected and ceramic coated, the difference is amazing. So I think she's going to be pretty happy with it. She's not a car person, but she does like pretty, so I think she'll be pleased with pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and drive on down there and check it out, and then we'll be driving separately, so I will finish up this video with my comments later. So we got to Justin Detail and had a good walkthrough with the car, and of course he hadn't had it outside yet, so you look at it on indoors with, they had it's like natural lighting that they put in there, but everything looks different once it's out in the sun. And of course they're very happy. I think nearly any detailer is very happy to go through and fix minor imperfections that you spot once it's out in the daylight. There were a few imperfections on the paint that could not be fixed completely. The car is 3 years old, so it's been parked under a tree for 3 years. And just saying that reminds me, it's kind of funny, on my my sunshade video that I did a few weeks ago, some people thought that instead of buying sunshades, why don't you just park in the shade, park under trees? No, don't park under a tree. That's just inviting all this junk that falls out of trees to get in every crevice on your car and mess up the paint. And sure enough, that's what she's got. She's got some paint flaws, and they're not awful. The car still looks very good for a 3-year-old car. And I'll post some comparison photos between when the car was new and what it looks like now. And the silk blue, like I said, the silk blue shines up so good, and it's just it's a beautiful, beautiful color when it's shined up. And I mean, even my reflex silver looks good, but because it is silver, there's only so much depth that it can display. I like to refer to reflex silver as an easy button. It looks good even when the car is dirty, but I don't think it can ever look as beautiful as that silk blue. And even black, when it's done to perfection, looks really, really good. It's just also very hard to maintain. So back to my roof. I've showed some pictures of the flaws in the paint from the roof rack, and that's just, I think it's unavoidable. But some will disagree with me. You really got to stay on top of it. When the rack was just on and off quickly, it was very easy to maintain that paint. But once you go on a decent road trip and leave the rack on there for any period of time, I want to say that mine was mounted for about 6 weeks. And that's a lot of time with the rack mounted. The car had even been washed a few times, and yeah, it's just asking for trouble. It's just the nature of the beast. I'll use the rack again. I mean, I have it and the damage is already done, so why stop using the rack now? I guess that's a benefit of having, say, a wagon where the rack is permanently mounted. It never touches the paint because the paint is always covered by the rack, a permanent rack. And I'm not really interested in pursuing that with this car, but there you go. That's a little too much detail in talking about a paint correction, but that's the gist of paint correction and ceramic coating. This, I think, is called 9H. It's the hardest ceramic coat that you can get on paint, and it's a lifetime warranty. I got to take the car in once a year to have it touched up. I think what they do is they just go over it to remove any flaws that might have happened to the coating, and then they stick another layer of coating on top. And so as long as I go in every year to have this done, they will continue to honor the lifetime warranty. Let me know if you have any questions about that lifetime warranty. The Ceramic Pro, which also included the windshield, the glass, it's just fantastic. And I will answer to the best of my ability. And of course, visit their website. I will link it in the video description below, and I'm sure plenty of questions could be answered there. So thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Take care.